As we get ready for the next bout of the evening, 3 Ghanaian boxers have qualified to the medal stage. One has already gotten the bronze, that is Abdul Wahid Umar. We also have Abraham Mensah has moved to the gold medal stage, and we also have the man, Joseph Komi. Now I want us, all of us, we are going to put our hands together collectively. So 1, 2, 3, let's put our hands together for them. So historically, Ghana has given, Black Bombers has given Ghana 32 medals, 8 gold medals, we have 15 bronze, and just about 9 silver. We thank you all for coming. We appreciate you. We are now going to move to the next bout before the main event of the evening. Now, officials for this bout: super lightweight contest over 6 rounds. Emmanuel, Quartey, and Ernest Ampah. Officials for this bout: we have Judge 1, Shadrach Akwe; Judge 2, Clement Ashon; and Judge 3, Nathaniel Obain. The man in charge of this fight is Erasmus O. Shall we please welcome the boxer from the blue corner, Ernest Ampah.
Now so still you say I did. I say, I did. Now brown boy say, yeah, I did. Oh yeah, shut it
So now let's welcome the boxer from the red corner, Emmanuel Quartey.
Oh baby, oh your bobo shati. Oh your baby, oh baby, oh your bobo. Bobo, I'm a love, it's not speak but party. Party after party, like day after shadi. Party after party, party after party, party after party, party after shadi. No, yo do not back, yo move my bed. Shingo the golo, shingo the golo, ungo, shingo the golo, shingo the golo, ungo. Shingle, hold that way, Labina, hold that way, hold that way, Gina, hold that way, I'm a new kukucha, and she was. Kejo mwenye bona ni kokota, so kami manye ubepa.
Masumoda, Inakomapa, Manyajeli Milakabo, Inakomoko Tamabo, Kamekona Mimano Mabo, Commando Bonalo, the Jagami Kwemi Jebo, Iliaka Kwesi Tawabo, the Waka Fisuma Pono Jebo, Sanima Toya Nima Kobo, the Jagami Kwemi Jebo, Iliaka Kwesi Tawabo, the Waka Fisuma Pono Jebo, Sanima Toya Nima Kobo, Bebe, Ogan Baby, Jale.
So we are ready for the penultimate bout of the evening. This is the Deluxe Professional Boxing League week number 10. The main event of the evening is going to be an LBO lightweight championship between the Ghanaian boxer and the Togolese boxer. We are ready for the penultimate bout, and this is a super lightweight contest over 6 rounds. Officials for this bout: Judge 1 Shadrach Akwe, Judge 2 Clement Sean, and Judge 3 Nathaniel Obain. Now introducing the boxer fighting out from the blue corner from the Kotoku Academy here in Accra, and this evening spotted in the blue and black trunks with yellow and red gloves to match. And there's the man with a weight of 143 pounds with just one fight, and the fight ended in a draw. Presenting to you the boxer who was born at Akutolante here in Accra, Ernest Ampah. Switching over to the red corner, fighting out from the red corner, and there's the man this evening spotted in the black and harsh trunks, yellow gloves and black shoe to match. From the Panix Boxing Gym, under the tutelage of one of the finest boxing trainers, Quartey, with a weight of 142.2 pounds, official record of 2 fights, no defeat, no draw, 1 win through the distance, 1 through knockout. Presenting to you one of the finest young up-and-coming boxers, Emmanuel Quartey. And the man in charge of this fight is Erasmus. Oh.
Good advice. I expect a good fight. Whatever I say, you must be touch gloves. Good luck.
It's the penultimate bout of the evening, and this is featuring Emmanuel Quartey representing Panix and Ernest Ampah representing the Akotoku Academy.
Round 1.
Straight into action we go. This is a super lightweight contest. It's scheduled for 6 rounds. Quartey in the black trunks, Ampah in blue. And again, this should be a very clear example of the quality of the younger generation of boxers that we have in the country. Wild miss there from Quartey. Another weigh-in when both boxers faced off. The young man in blue, Ampah, sets his target is to show the crowd what kind of quality he has and then wrap it up with a win. I pose the same question to Quartey as the boxer in black, and he says Prince the ring will decide, simply that. Both boxers being very careful at this stage not to open up any of the guards to give the advantage to the other. Good combination from Quartey. A response from Ampah, which wasn't the best. That's a good counter there from Ampah. combination once again from Quartey. End of the first round, NY. First round, but any glimpses that you've seen that we should watch out for?
Yes, so far so good from both fighters. For Ernest Ampah, he has a figure that he needs to deal with in front of him in the name of Emmanuel Quartey. You see, Emmanuel Quartey, when you look at the super lightweight division all over the world, they are the kind of fighters that they are very slick and they are very fast. It is because of their weight. They don't have heavyweight. So in spite of that, you can see that they can move freely. Take a look at George Cambosis Jr., Ryan Garcia, Javante Davis and the likes. They are very quick out. Their punches combination is very calculated. And when you look at Emmanuel Quartey, that is what he's made of. He's very calculated with his punches. His jab establishment is very, very key. He knows when to move in and move out. He senses danger. He knows how to counter. And it's making things difficult for Ernest Ampah. And that is why I'm saying that Ernest Ampah has a lot of work to deal with. Because Emmanuel Quartey, the way he's fighting, he's very, very slick. You can take a look at the way his movement is. He doesn't stand at one place. He punches and he moves, and he makes sure his punches is really, really significant. And when he hits you, that is why I'm saying Ernest Ampah has a lot of work to do. We are in round 2, and let's see how these fighters are going to size up each other. For round 1, I feel Emmanuel Quartey did a little bit in front of Ernest Ampah. He did enough for me in terms of his punches selection. He did enough. So let's see what round 2, what these fighters are going to give us.
Derek, one thing I noticed from Quartey, it may be early days yet, but he's one of the few boxers who almost has his back foot. Almost always he's standing on his toes. He doesn't keep a flat foot.
Yeah, I mean, these are some clearly, Prince, you understand it. I mean, clearly. I mean, if you look at the footwork, the guy stands well. So he uses the body, he goes out, he sees from where the way he stands, he sees the most of the punches coming from Ampah. So he's able to dodge it and then throw the necessary punches to he's doing that well, because, and you could see he doesn't go back so much. He's always attacking, but does not attack anyhow. He attacks cleverly. He attacks using the feet. The movement is okay. He comes to stand, and you look clearly physically. You see Ampah, with a better body size. But I mean, the young man Emmanuel Quartey is not afraid of him. He just stand with him toe to toe, and goes in when he has to. He's a very tactical boxer, and I'm not surprised. I mean, boxers from Spanish gyms are very good boxers. I mean, they have one of the best coaches who, but most of the boxers will tell you when it comes to pad work, then you have to go and look for that man. It's good when it comes to pad work, and I'm not surprised. Anytime he comes, any boxer from his gyms come into the ring. I mean, these are some of the qualities that you can see from there. And they don't just come, they come with the crowd from Agbogbosi, the gym is on Agbogbosi. So they come with a massive crowd. So normally they have to, they are staged to fight close to the end, because they come with a lot of supporters to support them.
So clearly another walk in the park for both boxers. No problems at all. No problems at all for both boxers. But again, that footwork strategy, I also look at it as a form of a spring pad, for Quartey, because he lunges into the first couple of punches, and then when there's a break, he's able to moving and close.
Yes. I mean, Prince, that was spot on from you. And you know, when you really follow boxing, you know this kind of technicalities. You know, and the likes of Vasily Lomachenko in the super lightweight division, he's the Ukrainian fighter. That is how he fights. He's always on his heels. He's always on his toes, because he always believes that in boxing, you don't always rely on your punches, on your hands. The footwork is where you generate where your punches from. And as a matter of fact, when you are punching, it has to derive from your feet. It has to derive downwards, the lower part of your body. And you could see what Emmanuel Quartey is doing. He's always on his toes. You could see him on your screen. And when his opponent launches, he can just quickly move out from that danger, and that's what launches the punches he wants to give. And that's why it's becoming difficult for Ampah, because in terms of jab establishment, Emmanuel Quartey has it. In terms of counter punching game, Emmanuel Quartey has it. This is because his footwork is very, very key. He's not a flat-footed boxer. He's always on his toes. And when you're fighting with a fighter like that, it's very, very difficult to launch your punches, because he's not standing there for you to punch him. The moment you throw or launches your punches, he just moves away, and in the next minute you could see that he's in an awkward stance and he's deriving punches on you. So let's see, we are in round 3, and we can see that Ampah is also growing gradually into the fight. So let's see how Ampah is going to retaliate, and let's see how Quartey too is going to unleash on his opponent.
Both boxers are being very careful and trying to use the various advantages that they have. It's a big one from Quartey, called the chin of Ampah. See Coach Yin issuing out instructions to Quartey. Crowd still here with us. They've loved every bit of it, right from the first bout of the evening. And I'm sure they're all waiting for the eagerly anticipated last bout, which would have Michael Ansah take on Komlagan Huptin. Komlagan Huptin is from Togo, I believe. And Michael Ansah, also known as the One Bullet, will be getting ready to fight for the LBO Lightweight Championship. Promises to be exciting as well. So far, so good for both boxers.
Well, Prince, at this point in time, I feel Emmanuel Quartey will be the safer boxer going into his corner. I think his corner and his coaches will be proud of what he has done so far. But when you look at Ernest Ampah, he is going to be the side that they want him to do more in terms of the round so far, because on unofficial cards, you could see Emmanuel Quartey getting the edge over Ernest Ampah. And in that case, then it has to do with Ernest Ampah doing the extraordinary. And when I say the extraordinary in boxing, then you need to knock down your opponent in one of the rounds. Because as it stands now, Emmanuel Quartey is doing everything in his power to win the rounds. It's up to Ernest Ampah to show something that we've not seen in the couple of rounds so far. So let's see, round 4 coming up your way.
Round 4 it is. It's scheduled for 6. Tough super lightweight contest, and both boxers have been trying to outwit each other right from round 1. That's a caution from the referee. Erasmus O. Clearly, this is not one of the previous fights we've seen where there was that outburst right from the bell. Quartey looking good, Quartey looking sharp. A few school of thoughts have come, Derek, and let me run some by you. Let's see whether some of them will be worth considering. I mean, someone watches from the distance and tells me that, look, we have the quality of boxers here on the ground. He has no doubt about that, and also has no doubt about the fact that, look, the coaches have also shown that they are of very good quality. But then he asked, so Prince, if the boxers are this good, your coaches are that good, why don't you create beg your pardon, viewers, why don't you create a relationship, for example, between either the GBA and its partner in the USA, or the gyms from where they are coming, these boxers are coming from, and the gyms that have the potential to broaden the horizon of these boxers. I don't know how feasible this sounds, and I'm asking this question because I saw where they were coming from when I had to go to the US to do the Duke Micah fight, and I realized that the Jones Gym in Bronx is a gym where almost every Ghanaian boxer who has fought at the world title has gone through. So there are pictures of Agbeko there, there are pictures of Joshua Clottey there. You know, why don't we kind of start establishing a certain relationship? Will that work? Will it be feasible?
Well, Prince, nothing is impossible in this world. I believe it will work. Okay. I can tell you that on my own, I've started something. I have a friend in the US. I called him to visit James, and he started something. Okay. I think that these are things that we must do. But you see, some of these things do need some, I believe that some skill doesn't come just creating relationship. It's somebody's job. So perhaps people can create a relationship, bring it to the GBA. The GBA can, help in establishing those. But I can tell you that the GBA president Abraham Quartey is looking everywhere to ensure that after we've had good boxers coming out from the Lord's Professional Boxing League, it won't end there. We are creating the necessary relationship. That is why we have a liaison in the person of Khan, one of the managers at Dibela, Khan, who is part of the board, trying to establish relationship at other places in the world, so that our boxers, when they go out there, they will get a place. They will end. I mean, one of those boxers who went out there was a Game Boy, and then we will still have Kome in the camp of Dibela. So yes, we've started doing something. But I mean, anybody who has a strategic plan to help the GBA, the doors are open. For anybody who has that strategic idea, bring it. Come and sit with the GBA. It's always ready. It receives, number of visitors every day who have one idea or the other to push boxing forward. It's very open, and I'll expect that if you have any idea, if you have any link out there, come, let's strike a deal, and then we get our boxers going out there. I can say, I mean, the few years that I've gotten close to the GBA, I can tell you that there's a lot of talent in Ghana. The other part is somebody who will hold these boys. I can tell there are boxers who train in the morning. What they will eat and drink is difficult. If you get people coming on board and supporting these boys, I mean, you are not throwing your money out. One good fight out there, you can recoup every investment that you put into these boys. So, I mean, the corporate world is some individuals with strategic plans can bring it up. and the GBA is ready to support.
Well, those are some laudable ideas, you know, and it's good to have a positive feedback, especially from the controlling body, which is the Ghana Boxing Authority. And I'm sure that, well, it's a discussion that we may probably have, you know, at latter stages, and hopefully around that time, you know, the GBA would have had enough resources, sponsors, etc., to ensure that, look, let's get 4 boxers to go to this gym, let them base here for 6 months, let's see what we can get out of them. It's kind of relationships like this that would make the boxers flick. Because I was amazed when we got to the Jones gym in Bronx, and I saw the amount of Ghanaian boxers who passed through the gym, and their success story was almost culminated in a world title. I mean, Joshua Quartey trains there, he won the world title. Agbeko went to train there, he won the world title. The list is endless, you know. So they can have some relationships with the local gyms here in Ghana, and then we can move on. There are prospects out there. I would want to agree with Derek. It will take a lot more than the Deluxe Professional Boxing League to make sure that we turn them into some fine wine for the future. Anyway, it's round 5 of 6, and again, Emmanuel Quartey showing his class as they go into the last break before the final round. And why?
I believe, Prince, as it stands now, you can see that Ernest Ampah is beginning to slow down a bit in the round 5. This is because Emmanuel Quartey is really giving him a hell of a fight. You can see on your screen, he really pummeled him in the corner of the ring there, and you can see Ernest Ampah was really throwing wild to see if he can also get something significant from the punches thrown at him from Emmanuel Quartey. But Emmanuel Quartey has been the best boxer so far, in my opinion, in this fight, because Emmanuel Quartey is making sure all his punches is really landing clean on his opponent. On the other hand of Ernest Ampah is trying as much as possible to stay in the fight, and he has done well. His stamina wise is very good in my point of view, because when you look at how Emmanuel Quartey has really demolished him with the punches, jab, counter attacking hooks, uppercut, and still Ernest Ampah is still standing with him. That shows you that Ernest Ampah really has a big heart, and his stamina is really key. But we are up for round 6. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, Ampah has really shown that he's got a very big heart. Stood the test of time. He's taken everything that has been thrown at him, and is still fighting on. And obviously, stamina shows how long you can go. Big one from Quartey. Tries to go for the uppercut, a bit too long. Big one to the head of Quartey. And a wild miss from Quartey. I'm sure the anxiety to finish well.
Well, Prince, I think Ampah is doing well. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to his movement, he's doing something well when it comes to the movement, because Emmanuel Quartey is giving a lot of work, and it looks like Ampah has done a lot of endurance, and he's enduring and ensuring that he stays on his canvas. He doesn't want to visit the ground. He doesn't want to just visit. But if you look at the demeanor of Quartey, his face and everything, you could see that he's done a lot. I mean, he has not received much punches. He's used the stage well. His stage craft wonderful. He's thrown the jab well. Just that, I mean, he needs to do a lot of accuracy job, and to get his punches, getting to his opponent very well. But apart from that, he's a fine boxer. who needs to. He's also a young boy who needs to be worked on for some time, and he will be one of the best.
Derek, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the accuracy is dead on point. He's missed a few of the punches, and he's not been very, very solid with most of them. He gets out of trouble in that regard, but then walks into it once again. Ampah takes one to the face, and then they go in for the clinch. It's been very, very, very tough for these two boxers. And I'm sure that at the end of the round, they would have all told themselves that, well, I've done enough. Let's leave it for the judges to decide. Into the last 10 seconds now. And that does it for the bout.
I mean, Prince, that is a good fight from these two fighters. It's a well-calculated fight. We don't see much of explosiveness, but this is due to the kind of weight we are fighting. That is a super lightweight. You know, that kind of weight, when you don't do your things right, you could get knocked down easily because the fighters don't have a lot of weight and their punches are really, really slick. So if you don't guard yourself well, then you could get knocked out and you could go to the counters. But you made mention of Emmanuel Quartey's punches being accuracy. Yes, indeed. That is one thing I've noticed. And the second thing too, I'm sure their coaches too will listen to this because Emmanuel Quartey is a very fine boxer. His jab, his movement, his uppercut, his hooks are very, very good. But one thing is power in his punches. He needs to make sure he has to gather a lot of power in his punches so that it can really back off his opponent. Because you can see that Ernest Ampah was still standing in front of him even though he was derailing a lot of punches on him. That tells you that the power of Quartey is not really significant on Ampah. So I think going forward, Quartey's coaches should need to work out with the power punches of Quartey. But you know, I feel Quartey did enough. But kudos to Ampah too. His stamina wise was key, but Quartey did a job in this occasion.
Over 12 rounds, but now we are waiting for the verdict. Shall we put our hands together for the two boxes? Great fights. And let me acknowledge the presence of Mr. Salim and Mohammed Shauki for coming. Thank you so much. Now we have the verdicts. Judge 1 scored about 60 to 55. Judge 2 scored about 60 to 54. And Judge 3 scored about 60 to 55. So by a unanimous point decision, the winner, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the boxer Emmanuel Quartey. Now, Emmanuel, congratulations, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Obo modi wa denche nake opponent Emi wa Fiona.
Oh, Emi wa mu.
Mi no care Emi wa mini.
Oh, Emi wa aga good boxer ni. Ni bele Ibadan le omi sumo. Ni nke shidawa minya le me fe ke France ke enye me ni babi e le fe. Nke shidawa me odigba ke coach Mr. E. No. Me da le fenshi, me da Mans, ke Mans TV, GBA. Na me organizing me da me fenshi.
Good. Ewo mini obakwenye kahabo.
Oh. No manma UAG. Bia ne ke management. Ame nya me push o de gba oba ni wo fe nuku.
But finally onya the engineer meeting Commonwealth Games I'm promoting what then chair. I'm 18. I'm here. She medal zone. Mini you more your kahame.
Oh, I'm about what day. Ne na me feel can our country. I'm me here na me feel. Ne wo ogbe ase ni eja.
Thank you very much. Let's put hands together for Emmanuel Quartey. He is the proud winner.